My name is Samantha. I'm 26. I'm from Emerald Isle, North Carolina. I served at Fort Bragg in the U.S. Army. I was a geospatial engineer. I was a stay-at-home mom for about 4 years. And then the beheading started happening, I think in August is when it started really getting a lot of news coverage. So that's when I first started learning about kind of what was going on in the Middle East. And then I decided to just do my own research. And then I learned more and more about the Kurds and realized that they were kind of fighting most of the fight on the front lines more than any other military forces at that current time. So for a while there, I had to meet other people and get verification if they were legit, because anybody can try to lure an American female over there, especially with one that's wanting to go over there. So for a while there, it was kind of hard to figure out who was legit. And then I bought a one-way into Iraq. From Germany, we flew into Soleimani, and I remember we were about to land in Iraq, and I was shaking, visibly shaking. I was just this is a mistake. There were many times that within the area, ISIS or Daesh would put out a list of people, a hit list. And for a while there, I was near the very top. And we would have intel tell us that, there were a group of ISIS guys that are coming to try to intercept us on our way to where our training site was, try to kill or capture me. And so we would have to change our route and then send in another team to come and intercept that. We went into Kirkuk from there, and I was kind of with the Kirkuk police for a while. And with the Kirkuk police, we would go into the PKK camp a lot and train with them. And then for about 4.5 weeks, we did that. After that, it was time to move on. They finished their training at the PKK camp, and we moved to the Peshmerga. My second day there, I was taken to a Daesh village. My second day there. The Peshmerga had just taken it back, but we were there to make sure they didn't touch anything. But most of the deaths were caused after taking it back because they didn't know how to properly, go through and figure anything out. So a lot of them died from leftover IEDs. The first time I seen criticism was before I even left. And people, started talking, this American girl is wanting to go over there and fight against ISIS, So my name kind of started getting passed around before I left, which I was really trying to keep it on the DL, but it didn't work. So I would get a lot of messages from people thinking that I shouldn't do it and that I was stupid and I'm not a good mother. There would be blogs, or Facebook groups, and they would talk about, the American girl that's trying to go over there and she's a mom of 3 and what the hell is she thinking? I kind of found that motivating because it wasn't fair, A mother and a father that are in the military can deploy and they're considered, great for their sacrifice, and they are. It is great. But if someone wants to volunteer and help, and it doesn't even have to be fighting, it can go over to help with refugees, can help with any type of humanitarian, they still get backlash for it because they're a parent, and it's not fair. Just because you're a parent doesn't mean that they shouldn't try to help other people. They focused more on who I was than what I was trying to accomplish there. It's hard to sell everything you own, to leave everything behind, and you don't know what could happen. It's very hard. And I think it's amazing that they're doing it. I think more Americans need to support. If you can't go over there to fight, if you can't financially support anything over there, then at least spread the word. People need to know what's really going on. People need to know that the Kurds are fighting against the Islamic State. They're also fighting against Turkey. I do plan to go back, but I plan to go with the humanitarian aid type. I want to go back and help refugees, the real refugees, not these military-aged men that are running away, but the women and children that I saw. I would bring food to a refugee camp that was near Kirkuk, and these kids were so hungry, it was insane, and that kind of gave me a reason to keep on moving forward with what I wanted to do. And now that I'm back, I don't really feel like it's fair to my kids again to go back over there to fight, so I want to go back over there and to directly help the women and children. refugee camps.